Today I am back in Crusader Kings 3 thanks to Paradox Interactive because they have given me access to the new Roads to Power DLC. This update brings two massive changes to the game, the first being unlanded gameplay, and the second is a whole new government for the Byzantine Empire. My original goal for this video was to show off the unlanded gameplay, making my way from untrustworthy villainous scum to the Emperor of the entire Holy Roman Empire. But like a lot of things in my life, this didn't go exactly as planned. So as we are going to be starting as an unlanded character, we don't really need to start in a specific area of the map. We can always move around. So this place looks as good as any, and then we just have to press this button and make our character. So this is the character I'm going to be going with.
Greetings, I am a German man.
I wanted to keep the customization points below 300 just to show you guys that you don't need to be super overpowered and able to have fun as a adventurer. With the unlanded gameplay, I decided to go with a little bit of prowess, a little bit of intrigue, because those are going to pair nicely with the kind of evil road I want to go down. So the first pop-up you see here when you start this game is you get to choose what type of companions you want in your crew. You get 2 free members, and I go with the prowess companions here because I do plan on doing a bunch of prowess contracts, which are these little things you can see all over the map here, such as this mug wealthy citizenry contract, which I'm showing. The other thing that's different in the unlanded gameplay are the lifestyles are actually a little bit different. You can see the bonuses have changed compared to if you were somebody with land, because a lot of these bonuses have to deal with owning land anyway. If you do switch from a adventurer to a actual ruler, all your perks switch to the ones, the landed versions. So right here in the middle, you can see we have our camp, and if I click on it, you actually see the camp itself. It's pretty interesting. It's very similar to what the estates look like in the administrative realms, but more a simplified version of that. And since we chose this duchy as our starting location, our camp is in that capital, but we can move it around as whenever we want. For a lot of these contracts, you don't need to move your whole camp. You can just travel there as an independent person, but I'm going to travel with a few of my crew members to hopefully help me be a little bit more successful with this contract. Okay, so this is the first introduction of how these contracts work, and it actually brings us to the whole new scheme menu here, where you now have a limited amount of agents you can add to your schemes, but their role kind of plays an effect in the scheme itself. You can see the first 3 are agents that will increase the success chance, and the footpad one is to actually decrease the time for the next phase. You can see there's 21 days till our next phase. And then finally the lookout is for to increase the secrecy of our scheme. Also, now that we have $50 because we did mug that our first citizen there, I'm gonna go ahead and build a building here, and I think for the first building, one that could be really good is the mess tent. You can actually see it lowers the prowess scheme phase length by 5 days. So that's what we're doing here with this mug wealthy citizenry contract. So if we're able to build that, it will actually increase the scheme length, and we'll be able to do more schemes faster, essentially make more money faster by doing this. And here's another citizen.
Aw, dang it.
They escape, but we have another one here. This one's really good because not only do you get a lot of money on completion of the scheme, but you also get these little pop-ups to mug people throughout the scheme itself. So I think it's maybe the most overpowered one, and that's why I kind of went with an evil character here to get as many of these as possible. So here I'm adding my 2 camp members to the contract, and then you can see the scheme chance is going to go up to a max of 64%, but the longer you stay in the scheme, the more of these advantages you get, which are those little keys, and you can spend those advantages at the end of the scheme to increase the chance even further. Okay guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you what we're trying to work towards here, and it is this decision up here, the champion of X culture. This is one way you can get land when you're playing as an unlanded character. I'm not sure if it's the easiest. It seemed like the easiest just from what I was looking at in the decisions. In order to complete this, all you have to do is be the same culture as wherever your camp is located. And then you have to be ruled by somebody who is of a different culture, and you have to have illustrious level of fame. And once you have all three of those things, you'll be able to rise up and go to war for the duchy against the liege. But there's also an option to where you can actually get it peacefully if you execute a few other things. So here we're gonna finish our contract here, and we actually failed it, even though we had a pretty decent success chance. That's gonna happen, but we got a decent amount of money from even just attempting that one, so we're gonna take that and move on to the next contract. We just missed out on maybe like 140 gold from actually failing that. I'm trying to find somewhere where I can move to where I'll be able to actually execute this, and I think if I go up north here to where the Saxon people live, they are currently being ruled by a Bavarian guy. So what I would have to do in able to get this to go through is move up to the Saxon area. You can always convert to the culture of a county where your camp is located. So I would do that, become Saxon, and then I can become a champion of the Saxon culture, overthrowing their Bavarian duke. So you can see this Roaring Campfire building has an additional kind of building slot where you can fit in another type of building for more bonuses that kind of differ from actually upgrading the campfire on its own. A lot of other buildings have this in the estate, which I find really cool. I'm not going to go for any of those right now, but it's crazy how many options they've added with all these different buildings and then trees you can go down. Okay, so my first intrigue perk, I think I'm going to go for Truth is Relative. This is going to be helpful if I want to fabricate a hook on my duke, which is another way I can get a hook on him in order to try and complete the duchy, to steal the duchy away from him. Okay, and our mission, we actually have 15 advantages, so we're going to use this third option here, which gives us a bonus 10% to the chance, the success chance, so we should have 90% by using these 15 advantages we got by waiting so long for this scheme to conclude. And there you go, we are successful, so we get a little bit of gold from him there. And since we did a good job in this scheme, you can see we also get a hook on him, so that's another way that we can get a hook on our liege, or not really our liege, but a hook on a duke or a count if we wanted to try and usurp their duchy from them. So here I'm going to show you guys what to do if you don't like any of the contracts available to you. You can always go to the town crier in any castle or city, and then you have a chance of picking up 2 or 3. Well, you can only pick one, but there'll be 2 or 3 options for you for new contracts. So right there, I took the criminal contracts, which are the robbing ones, which I find are the ones that give you the most money and are the easiest to do as long as you have a character with a decent amount of prowess, or maybe you have a bunch of goons with a decent amount of prowess. You can always also go to the bar and listen to a story that will give you a temporary boost to your either your stewardship or martial or maybe diplomacy. And you can do this like pretty often. You can just go right back to the castle and ask for more contracts and stuff. So it is nice if you want to be a little micromanagey. You can definitely get your stats up that way. Oh yeah, so also I haven't been employing a second this entire time, but this is a great court position. These are, well, they're not really court positions, they're like your camp positions, I guess. But the second just gives you a bonus to all your stats. So if you have somebody with a good aptitude, that's gonna be a +3 in every single one of your stats. Definitely don't want to have this empty. And all of these things, as you can see, come at no cost. So you pretty much want to fill as many up as you can. Okay, I'm going to take this contract up here to burn property. I don't know if this is, I think it's a mix of either using your intrigue or using your martial ability for it to go through. And this mission, actually, I don't think it loads the scheme view where you have to put your guys in and wait. It's kind of like a one-off mission, so you either quickly do it or you quickly fail it. And honestly, the thing I like about these missions is if you fail, you don't really lose too much. You lose like opinion and maybe like prestige with people, but the downsides are really low. So doing schemes like this are a great way to make quick money instead of having to wait.
Money.
So now we have a decent amount of money. I think I'm going to create my first men-at-arms regiment here. And kind of show you how this works, because you can actually hold an army even though you don't have any land. You don't really get levies, you can only get knights and men-at-arms, but as we know on this channel, men-at-arms and knights are extremely powerful, so I would not underestimate the potential army that you can make here. Okay, so we're gonna go for some light horsemen here, and then for a second regiment, I think we need a bit of beef to this army, so we're gonna go for armored footmen. There you go, and you can see they come at no maintenance cost, which is another really interesting thing about these units. But you'll also notice that they do not refill on their own. There are a few different ways you can refill your men-at-arms as an adventurer. You can refill them with gold or provisions. You see there's that option to scrape the barrel where you can partially fill them. And then the last option is actually if you were to go to a castle or a city, you can partially fill them from some of the options if there's a barracks. So you don't have to spend provisions in order to refill them, but I find the provisions are the easiest way because you kind of get a lot of provisions. I wasn't really close to running out of provisions at any point in this game, so that's a great way you can just fill out your men-at-arms once you hire them. Oh, look at this guy. So Pope is going to be launching a crusade for Jerusalem. Might as well agree to this. I do have a small army. Who knows, if we actually do a decent job in the crusade, maybe we'll get a little piece of land down there, and maybe I'll actually play from down there instead of trying to take the duchy over and becoming king of the HRE. I'm going to pick up some trebuchets because I know people never bring enough trebuchets or enough siege weapons into crusades, and if I have a small army with siege weapons, I can probably actually capture a lot of territory.
Huh?
Oh, what's this?
The year 3434 of the Second Age.
But look at this, guys. This is really interesting. So it looks like, I think this is based on a real life event. There's a lady in the Byzantine Empire who wants us to switch from fighting for Jerusalem and actually go and fight for her against the current emperor of the Byzantine Empire. If we actually do this, we could get some land in the empire of the Latin Empire, which is, I'm pretty sure, the Byzantine Empire. So let's just agree to that. That sounds fun. You know, follow the roots of history, and instead of going for Jerusalem, let's actually go for the Byzantine Empire and help this lady out. Huzzah! Okay guys, so here we go. The crusade is starting. The crusade that was originally for Jerusalem but now is for Byzantium because we're branching off from the rest of the crusaders. I think we got an opinion debuff with the Pope when we originally did that, which is pretty funny. He's not too happy with us, but as long as we're able to get some land, we should be okay. I'm going to increase my trebuchets to 20, and I think my army is pretty much ready to go fight in a crusade.
Hi, everyone!
So you can see the war says Crusader War for this lady's claim on the Byzantine Empire. It's not like a normal crusade, this one. And you can see the Pope isn't even a member in it. But looking at the troops, we do have a troop advantage against the Byzantines. It's pretty close though, so I'm not 100% sure we will win this crusade, but I'm hoping we will. I also find it funny how I'm running my troops down to fight in a crusade, but I'm actually staying up here and just doing criminal contracts while my hard-earned warriors are going to be fighting for their lives in the Byzantine Empire.
Greetings from Kishinev.
Okay, so if we go down, you can see our troops are finally at the borders of the Byzantine Empire, and I'm going to hop into this area right here. You hopefully get some decent war score for contributing to these sieges. I know that normally contributes a lot to the crusade and gets your score up, but as you can see, if I actually click on the crusade, it shows the one for Jerusalem, so I can't see what my contribution is in this crusade. It's going to say 0, so I won't really know how well I'm doing until it's over. Oh, so right there you can see our scheme actually ended because the guy we were trying to abduct died. I guess like it's not always the best just to wait for as long as possible to get as many advantages as possible in this scheme, because something like that could happen where it'll end or you could fail it. That's okay, we're still doing a good job down here in Byzantium, seizing some castles. Oh, look at this, I got a little pop-up here because of my fame where these guys are offering to just join my camp, so we get a bunch of new members here. That's always helpful. Alright, so checking back in on the crusade, we're at 39% now, and seems like nobody's helping me take this castle, which is a bit annoying. But I'll go down and join my troops so we can take some land together. Oh, and it looks like since we got here first, once we actually capture this piece of land, we will be the owner, which is really nice. Oh, and it looks like our game crashed.
A few moments later.
Okay. So we had our measly 200 men running around here in this crusade, which was supposed to be for Jerusalem, got redirected to Byzantium. You know, I wasn't like particularly trying very hard in this crusade either. I was like forgetting my troops behind. You can see we only had 222 men, but it looks like we did enough in this crusade to actually be the main contributor, meaning we get the biggest plot of land, which I think is going to be the Byzantine Empire. This was not my plan at all for this video. I was just trying to play a game where I would eventually become a duke in the HRE and take control of that, but this is just too funny. My guy wasn't even in Byzantium. He was up here raiding and robbing people, while my army was down in Byzantium causing havoc and apparently doing enough to be able to become the ruler of the entire Byzantine Empire. She now refuses to give us what we are owed from this war, and we're not going to stand for that. We storm Constantinople and pretty much kill everybody in there. Now this is so crazy that this is in the game, and I can't believe that if I press this button right here, I am going to become the ruler of an empire in Byzantium.
King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
Oh, that is hilarious, guys. The Wolf Slayer. Oh man, I am a mighty Kaiser. Holy guys, holy. This is unbelievable. And I have my stupid wheat banner over here. Oh, that is so funny. The whole Byzantine Empire has exploded as well. And I think we get some pretty interesting claim wars that we can actually do against all these guys. I need to find myself a wife. Definitely with alliance power would be good. Also somebody who is not, you know, a complete child would be good. So this 13-year-old is probably going to be good for us. Send the marriage to her.
Gentlemen, we got him.
We need to fill out our council with people who won't hate our guts, but that's probably going to be hard to do right now.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Okay, so we can either continue ruling this empire with male preference in the partition law, or we can do a administrative government, which is actually the new government type that they put in with the DLC. So this is going to be the perfect video for us guys, because we had a little bit of unlanded gameplay down here, and now we're going to be able to rule a new Latin empire out of Byzantium, and I'm going to adopt an administrative government, which means I get to talk about all the cool stuff that comes with it, the estates. If I go, where can I actually see this? Okay, with this tab down here, you can see the themes here. Oh wow, okay, this is gonna be crazy, guys. I didn't plan on doing this, so we're gonna have to learn it together as we go through this video, but I think that's gonna be okay. Also, I can hold 2 more baronies, so we have some secondary castles that we can revoke potentially. Okay, there's one here, really nice one.
Yoink. Yoink.
Boom. So there you go. I'm now holding 6 of 6 holdings. I should see our gold income increase a lot here. The other thing I want to be sure to do is go over here and increase my control in Constantinople. You can see the control is very, very low. Or there's one position I need to hire to be able to actually upgrade this. Put this guy in here. You can see we're losing a lot of money right now, but that's really okay. It's because we're not getting any money from Constantinople because of the low control. The second this control goes up, we're going to be definitely making positive money. So we have a lot to do here, guys. We may have 3,000 men. Might look like a lot of men to you if you're used to playing in 867, but as you guys can see, we're almost in the year 12,000 AD. So really, 3,200 men is like nothing in these parts, and you can see we have a big empire with almost 19,000 men directly to our south. So I'm gonna need to get this number up really, really quickly if I am to stave off invasion.
It's time to go!
Okay, so here comes my first peasant rebellion.
Extermination.
Should be able to put these people down pretty easily.
Open season.
Very nice. Okay, the game's gonna crash. Okay, so we fought that off. You can see already just at 29 control in Constantinople, we're already making 5 tax. What else should we do? I think maybe we should start doing some of these wars against our neighbors here to get back some of our Byzantine land.
Let me get this guy. Come on then. Come on.
Come in.
Stay or go.
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
And who would you bring in?
Okay.
Oh my goodness, more Greek peasants, man. These guys are not giving up. Okay, so there you go, guys. We are sitting pretty right now. We have a lot of gold. We're gonna replenish our army a decent amount. Everything's going pretty well for us. So I think it's about time I show you guys the estate, which is similar to the camp as I showed you in the unlanded playthrough, except we have this mansion building instead of our camp where you have all these beautiful slots. You can upgrade the actual mansion itself to get more side buildings. These side buildings are super interesting because you can do things like they have like different trees that you can go down and upgrade, which is really cool as well. So they added a ton of stuff here. But I think what I'm going to do in my estate, because I have an open slot here, is we have our armored horsemen stationed in Constantinople, and they're benefiting quite a bit from that. As you can see, they're getting 92 damage. And then what I'm going to go in here in my estate is we're going to build a new building, and what I'm going to be sure to build, I think it's pastures. And then if we get to grazing lands, you can see we can actually increase our heavy cavalry damage a little bit more. So we'll construct this to get started there. Okay, so I actually lost a battle with these guys. I dismissed it already, which was a bit annoying, but what's happening here is I'm actually going to make it to this tile before them. So you can see, boom, we enter, they then enter. But since we have such a huge bonus because they're going to be crossing a river to attack us, we have, we get the defensive bonuses of this whole castle here. We're pretty much going to destroy these guys, even though they had more men than us this time. Okay, my estate building also finished. The barracks over here, so I think, unless there's a mansion building I want to make, you can see there are so many buildings here. It's hard to really choose what I want to make, but I think I'll keep upgrading my pastures to try to get my heavy infantry damage up. Now I think I will just continue to declare war. Next on the chopping block is Bulgaria. Oh yeah, I also didn't show you guys this, but the development in Byzantium, in Constantinople, is 76 already, which is crazy. If we look at the development map, that's the highest in the world by far. There are some regions with like 60. Rome only has 47, so Constantinople is flourishing at this time, and we are the owners of it, which is hilarious. Okay, there we go. So we just took all of Bulgaria, and what's really nice about these wars for the Imperial Byzantine, former Byzantine Empire, is that we get all the land personally, which is pretty cool. It might always be here now. I'll have to check that next time I usurp, but yeah, a little bit smaller, a little bit less noticeable, but now we have this whole duchy, and they're gonna be pretty powerful. The person I grant this to, Catholic Greek, that's actually pretty good. He doesn't like that I'm a despoiler of Constantinople though, so maybe I'll give it to this Castilian guy. So this Italian guy doesn't look like he'd be the best ruler here, but he looks like he's gonna like me, so that's what matters. Oh my god, game, don't crash. And we're back. Annoying that I have to redo this, but whatever. This guy looks great. No way it crashes again.
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
Ooh, okay, so we just took Bulgaria, at least the Kingdom of Bulgaria, and now it looks like we have a plague that's entering us over here. Hopefully that won't kill us. Really hoping that we won't die from that. Legacy. Okay, I'm gonna go for the bureaucracy. There's a new legacy tree, and I'm gonna go for bureaucracy. This influence thing is interesting. I know one use of the influence is that I can actually vote for my succession. Right now you can see that we would not win the succession the way it is, but what I can do is influence candidacy, and I can contribute enough to influence that my heir would be first in line, and that would cost me 170 influence, and since I have 1,600, that is not too bad. Oh, never mind. It would cost 800. But that's fine. The older our son gets, the more votes he'll get anyway, so we can just let him play out a little bit right now as it is. Okay, we just finished our war here for another duchy. Doing a pretty good job of recreating our land. Oh boy, you can see, this is what I was worried about. This giant empire, this giant Arab empire, which seems like has taken a lot of land from me, or at least from Rum.
But why is the rum gone?
They have jumped in here. This used to be all Byzantine Empire territory, but you can see they are slowly coming a bit closer to me, which is kind of scary. As you can see, they also have 28,000 men with a lot of men at arms. So we wouldn't really stand a chance if we were to fight them right now. So I also need to work on building up my military.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went through and I upgraded my men at arms, as you can see. So we maxed out our armored horsemen, maxed out our light horsemen, pikemen, and trebuchets. And yeah, I'm getting pretty scared of Jesus, that is a massive Arab empire. So 30,000 men, we should improve to half that, so we might be able to make a stand. If we were to fight them in Constantinople, I feel like we would win because these walls are quite good. So we're just killing. No. Wait. Well, guys, we knew this was coming. Pretty bad timing too, might I add. We got a giant plague, and we just got war declared on us for this whole duchy. That is bad news for me. Oh boy. It's not looking good. Well, you can see we got a lot of enemies at the gates here. They're about to take the final piece of land that they need to start ticking to 100%. I only have 13,000 men here. Kind of feel like I'm gonna get spanked, but I could try to at least take a castle back, maybe. Maybe they'll be too scared to attack me. Actually, that's pretty big that we're able to take that whole county back. Let's see if we can squeeze in here and take this. They're kind of split up, actually. Okay. This is big, so we're gonna catch them here with some defensive terrain. Stack wipe 13,000. So what are they at now? 51 against 40k. That's actually not awful. And we're gonna stack wipe some more. 4,000 more. Oh my god, guys, we might have actually done it. No shot, guys. We captured the Emperor. He's gonna give us $4,000. Oh my god, that is crazy. I cannot believe we won that battle. I guess our army is pretty good. Like, he definitely had more men-at-arms than us. But I mean, our horses do quite a bit of damage. I mean, our armored footmen aren't awful either, but like, at this point in the game, I'm normally way better than this. Like, this army is pretty weak compared to what I'm used to. I also think now that I have so much influence, what I'm going to do is influence the candidacy of my next ruler. You can see it went down quite a bit. It was 800 before, now it's only 300, to make sure that my son is going to be #1 in line to inherit all my land. And then I'm going to I'm just going to continue declaring wars on people for the former territory of the Byzantine Empire. Ooh, so I actually imprisoned this lady for I don't know what it was for. She did something naughty, but I think I can revoke her whole duchy now because of that, which is pretty nice because this county right here looks really good. And I can go ahead and make this Maiden's Tower, a building that gets me 2 strength, more defender advantage. It's going to be pretty important to hold because I'm sure these guys are not finished with me yet. So having some defensive terrain right there is going to be really nice. Oh man, I just had a look at our development in Constantinople and it has dropped like a rock. Wow, I think the plagues have hit me hard here. We're going to be going up by 6.0, which is good, but still, that is not pretty. Looks like my son just became of age and he's a famous champion as well as a skilled tactician, so that's really nice. I also realized, guys, that we have access to these imperial armies. Apparently I get 1 for the empire title, and then for each of the duchies I own, I get another 3 men-at-arms army I can just make, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out with, you know, pikemen. I have 3 regiments of trebuchets in there already, and then I'm gonna get more armored horsemen as well. This is pretty crazy. It'll let me get a lot more men-at-arms.
Well, I say, what a magnificent pair of bananas. Oh, great heavens!
Oh, and there you go, guys. We got a another war declared on us from the Arabian Empire. Surprise, surprise. I'm gonna have to bring this guy back once I finish capturing this castle. And maybe when my units get here, I can try to put up a fight for some of these places. Depends though, if this is defensive terrain, could be helpful, but it doesn't look like it is. So maybe we'll let him take this castle here and maybe put up a fight for a different castle. Doesn't look like he's willing to advance on me here. And his supplies are starting to decrease, which is good. So I got 20,000 men, while they have probably 30, maybe a bit more than 30. So if we were to attack them here, you can see it says they have higher quality, more men-at-arms counters. I'm not sure if that includes these people here, but let's just see what happens here. So it looks like actually we're able to clean up 9,000 men there. And the rest are going to slowly trickle in, which means we're going to kill them as well. Yeah, pretty high advantage. They're now defending a river, so this is going to be over pretty soon. You know, and then just start cleaning up these guys' land. Okay, so not the best location to be attacked here. My holy order got wiped as well. I was able to run onto hills at least, so I'm going to get defending in hills. Oh god. Oh, come on, allies. We need you now. We need you. So the battle said we were going to get destroyed, but look at that. We actually come through. I'm pretty sure the hills saved us there. My god, did we just destroy these guys.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Or not the Emperor, but we locked up his son or something, so we're gonna get 7,500 gold. Oh my god, dude.
Money.
That is a disgusting amount of gold. I guess I can also upgrade my Imperial Army, potentially, because I can fit 2 more regiments in here. I think what I'm gonna go for is more armored horsemen, If you can afford it, these guys are pretty good. I'm running out of areas to station them though, so I'm missing out on some sweet damage. But you know, that's okay. Okay. So there you have it, guys. We died. I can hold all my domains, which is good. And I have what appears like some vassals who don't hate my guts too much, except for this guy. Oh wait, did I successfully... Yes, so I also successfully converted my culture in here, which does give me access to a new building in Constantinople, which is good. I think I'm going to go for stables because you can see they give heavy cav damage plus 20%, which is going to be really useful. But the other reason that is really useful is because now I could actually create a hybrid culture with the Greeks if my acceptance would go up above 0. I think the other thing I can do is actually diverge my culture for only 500. So that's another thing. I'm going to keep my options open here. It could be worth it to do that. The other thing I can do to get a lot more prestige pretty quickly is create a couple kingdom titles. So I'm going to create this kingdom here. That puts me all the way up to distinguish, which is going to get me an opinion bonus with a lot of my vassals, which we definitely need right now. I'm thinking maybe I should do a war against the Arabian Empire down here. I can do seize all de jure lands, which is kind of interesting to me. I think I'll do seize all de jure lands for now. We should win it considering how much debt this guy is in. He's in 2,000 gold of debt. The Ayyubid Empire, which is this Arabian Empire next to us, is started to invade my castle here. You'll have noticed though, they are invading with no siege weapons.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
That's gonna take a while. I don't know how they plan on breaking the walls down like that. They actually have no men at arms in these armies. So I think after I win these 2 lands, or at least maybe after I win this one, I'm gonna go over here and attack them. And I'm probably gonna win. If I have to guess. So I keep catching their army rather disorganized, which is helping me push them back. I'm not like absolutely destroying them in these battles. Like I'm still taking a decent amount of losses and I'm not stack wiping them, but doing pretty good considering we started 1 life ago. Alright guys, so we just unlocked bombards, which is really good. I'm gonna wait. Let's see, actually, if I go to my Imperial armies, I can create a Thrace bombard unit. I can create a few of them. Let's create all bombards here. Bombards, bombards, bombards. They only go to 3 size, so really these armies aren't too big. This castle over here, quite big, 14th fort level. If we were to attack it with our siege weapons, this actually is okay. This is actually a doable castle. I think there's some castles that have like 17. Yeah, like this castle up here, we'd have trouble. It would get the exclamation point where you don't get as much siege progress. This one's 7.9 a day, not too bad. But if we take our 50 bombards and move them in there, so remember, we're getting 7.9 a day. Now we're getting 10.6. We should be blowing these walls down. Oh shit, actually wait. We hit 100% war score. So these levies actually won't die. The one thing I don't like about these administrative governments, I'm saying that like, I've played this so much, but they really limit how many knights you can have. I'm very used to like normally just spamming knights, but it's interesting really feeling the effect of the men at arms more, I feel like, especially with the Imperial armies. Totally forgot I was trying to diverge myself. Yeah, I think I was gonna do this and we're gonna swap that there. We have our Latin culture here, guys, and Constantinople's back up to 70. I wonder if the rest of the world has gone up or down since the beginning. The plagues can be rather brutal. 54. Yeah, I don't think it was much higher here. Rome 52. Around the same as the beginning of the game. Seems like everybody got ravaged by a plague or two. But now I can choose my own research. And we should have a really fast research speed. Let's see, 11 years, guys. And I don't have any perks. My guy's learning is really low, probably. This is crazy powerful. Now that my vassals are actually earning money, if I go to the ones where I didn't mess with their thingy yet, which these ones I have, like this guy, I'm sure I haven't, and he's making a lot of gold, as you can see. So what we want to do is modify his thingy, go to civilian. That's going to increase his tax from 10 to 15. Does lose a lot of levies from that, but like honestly, who needs levies at this point? We're going to do that, and then we're going to right click on him and give him the directive of, I don't know, maybe constructing economic buildings. So he also gets his gold up, and that gets our gold up with him. You can see now he is right here in 5th spot. I'm starting to get a hang of playing with the administrative government now. Okay, so I picked up standing armies also, which is going to be really good. I'm going to get plate armor next because I do have a lot of heavy infantry, heavy cav. Those are going to be useful. That's going to be useful for them. And but the biggest thing is I can upgrade my men at arms, and you can see I have a lot of money that I can use. Max out our super strong armored horsemen. More cannons is always good. I think I'm gonna do a holy war for the duchy here. These guys are as strong as they've ever been. 36,000 men with 11,000 allies. So no one said it was gonna be easy. We're gonna have to beat them back again here. They're crazy. They're gonna to attack me in the mountains.
Another day, another victory for the OG, taking down the sweats, the imposters among us.
And there you go, guys. So pretty easy, we beat him here. I'm going through a bout of consumption right now, but I think I'll probably survive it. Okay, I was gonna wait for my guy to stop being malnourished, to stop having consumption, but it doesn't look like it's going away. But yeah, I'm pretty much done, I think, with the game here. You can see we're getting a lot of money from our vassals, almost the same amount from our domain. So we really picked up the vassal tax. This guy right here actually is one of my governors of this area here. So let's just have a look at. You can see he's got beautiful land. Look at this. He's one of these guys we put on civilian with encouraged to make economic buildings. And let's have a look around his land. You can definitely see some economic buildings. He still could be upgrading a little bit more. I mean, bro, we got 2,000 gold. Why aren't you building even more buildings? But at least he's got a decent amount of gold coming out of all his land. And so he's making 71 gold, and of that he transfers us 16 per month. So that's pretty nice. Pretty interesting. There's a ton of stuff, like I was playing around a little bit where you could bolster their government so that they can make you even more tax. Like if I were to do this, you can see her efficiency just went up a little bit, so she should make more tax from that. That's pretty much it. I did not expect to play this game. Final development check is 77. We've only brought it up by 3 since the beginning of the game, but we are getting hit with some crazy plagues and stuff. I don't think the rest of the world is doing too hot either. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this video. I want to again thank Paradox Interactive for sponsoring me. It's really cool. I am able to be one of the few people who get to play this very desired DLC early, but that wouldn't really be possible if it wasn't for you guys watching this video. So I want to give a big thanks to all you legends out there. I don't really want to sound like a broken record, but I am sorry it's been so long since my last upload. It's awesome to be able to make videos for you guys, but I think I've realized I really need to enjoy the process of making the video. Otherwise, I think it kind of shines through in the video, and I think you guys can tell that. But don't worry, I wasn't completely taking a break. I was working on something in the meantime these last few months, and it's a little bit different than what you're used to, but I hope you guys are still gonna enjoy it, and it's still gonna end up being really cool. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks again, you legends, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video.